I need to think of an album title. I feel like you have to sort of have some sort of idea while we're recording, like the collection of songs, like the grouping of songs needs a title, even if it's not something that. Song title?
Pretty cool.
What's that?
Wild Hope.
Wild Hope is. That's kind of cool.
I lived in stories, but inside I kept a mystery.
Right now, I feel like this is the perfect intermediate step. It's a great time for music. It's a great time for like independent music and new artists and just kind of carving your own path. So I knew when I was determined to make the record that I'm making right now that I couldn't really be concerned with the commercial success aspect of things. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I want as many people to hear this record and hear my music as possible because I'm passionate about it, but at the same time I'm not willing to sacrifice any credibility or creative control. I kind of knew with this record that I couldn't make it any other way. I knew that I couldn't get on stage anymore and perform with a band behind me singing somebody else's songs, singing somebody else's words. It just didn't sit right with me anymore. I can't even compare it to my previous experiences. Making a record this way with John and with the band and being able to go into the studio and track with the band and basically find a groove with the other musicians and kind of figure out what the song is going to sound like together as a group. It's the only way I want to make a record now.
Yay!
It's so hard to describe what this place adds to the recording experience. It is the recording experience. I sometimes get like lost in the view when I'm singing. There's an energy here. There's something really magical. That's the only way to describe it. To me, this record is such a dream come true in a way because I got to work with so many artists and singer-songwriters that I just worship. And Rachel's no exception. On top of writing a really great song that I'm super proud of, I felt like I made a good friend and I really connected with someone. I found the Weepies via iTunes, the music store, and I was obsessed. I just thought the world of them. All Good Things sort of came out. Deb had this great idea and she had this like amazing melody and this line, All Good Things. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna vomit, it's so good. So we just went with it. Lori McKenna, oh my goodness gracious, I'm getting emotional. It was one of those pairings that just worked right off the bat.
She had a journal. She had like a notebook that she kept. She knew what she wanted to say. She knew how she wanted to say it.
I felt like I was really able to express myself with Lori in a way that maybe I wasn't with any other sort of co-writing situation. I guess if you really break it down, there's a subject and a theme. It's about relationships and love, like most songs. And a couple songs are really about finding myself and finding strength within myself. I feel like I'm just catching up to everything now. I'm catching up on the last 8 years of my life and what it's been and how it's affected me and how it's changed me and who I am because of it and who I'm going to be because of it.
I've been seeing all my old friends in the city.
Gardenia was one of the first songwriting experiences I had. It was a really vulnerable place to be and a really sensitive subject to sing about. But I knew when we were writing it, I was like, this is gonna be the last song on the record. I didn't even know what the record was gonna be, mind you. Like, it wasn't even, we hadn't even begun to write it yet. This record was like really just my state of mind, what was going on in my head at that very moment. There was no analyzing. I've come to a lot of conclusions in my life after I've written some of the songs. I listen back and sort of heed my own advice. Listen to what I wrote. I'm like, maybe that's telling me something about a decision I need to make or a change I need to make in my life. There's nothing better than having absolute freedom and control to make the record that I want to make. This is the way that I was supposed to make this record.